Morning student. This is lecture number 5, unit number 1, solid state. We have seen in last lecture the crystal defect and imperfection and electrical properties. Now we will see the band theory. Electrical conductivity of a solid, metal, non-metal and metalloids are explained in terms of band theory. Band formation can be correlated to formation of molecular orbitals by interaction of atomic orbit. A band is made of closely spaced electronic energy level. So band formation can be correlated to formation of molecular orbits by interaction of atomic orbital. We have seen in last 11th standard. According to molecular orbit theory, interaction of atomic orbit of combining atom results in formation of equal number of molecular orbits which spread over the entire molecule. Band theory considers formation of two types of band, namely conduction bands and valence band. Another important concept of band theory is the band gap. So we will first the conduction band. The highest energy band containing electron is the conduction band. It is formed by interaction of the outermost energy level of closely spaced atom in solid. Conduction band may be partially occupied or vacant. Electrons in conduction band are mobile over the entire solid. They conduct electricity when electrical potential is applied. Second, valence band. The band having lower energy than conduction band is the valence band. The electrons in valence band are not free to move because they are tightly bound to the respective nuclei. The electrons in valence band are not free to move because they are tightly bound to respective nuclei. Third one, band gap. The energy difference between valence band and conduction band is called band gap. Band gap means the energy difference between valence band and conduction band is called the band gap. When band gap is small, electron from higher energy level in valence band can be promoted to conduction band by absorption of energy. In band gap, size of the band gap divides whether the electrons from valence band can promote electrons from valence band to vacant conduction band by thermal energy. It is called forbidden zone. So the electrical properties of metallic conductor, insulator and semiconductor are explained in terms of band theory. First one, metal. Metal are good conductor of electricity. The outermost electron of all the atom in metallic crystal occupy conduction band. The number of electron in conduction band of metal is large. Hence, metal are good conductor of electricity. The conduction band in metal can be further labeled as S band. We have seen that in figure. Overlapping the S band, S and P band, and so on. These depend on the atomic orbital involved in band formation. Band formation in metallic conductor thus result in delocalization of the outermost electron. We have seen that in the figure. This is the S band and this is the P band. These are the overlapping on the P band is the overlapping on the S band. Second one, insulator. In insulator the valence band is completely filled with electron and the conduction band is empty. The conduction band remains vacant. The material is therefore an insulator. The valence band and conduction band in insulator are separated by large energy gap is called the forbidden zone. We are see that in the figure. This is the forbidden zone, means the large energy gap between the S band and P band. This is the field valence band. This is the field valence band and this is the empty conduction band. And this is the between the forbidden zone, means large energy gap. Third one, semiconductor. Electrical conductivity of a semiconductor material is intermediate between that of metal and insulator. The metalloids Si and Ge are semiconductor. Semiconductor material which has very low but finite electrical conductivity is called intrinsic semiconductor. Like insulator, the valence band in semiconductor is completely filled with electron and conduction band is empty. So the energy gap between the two bands is smaller than an insulator. This is the field valence band and this is the empty conduction band. In that there are small energy gap. In insulator there is large energy gap and in semiconductor there is small energy gap. Next one, extrinsic semiconductor and doping. The conductivity of a semiconductor can be increased by doping. The process of addition of minute quantity of impurities to a semiconductor to increase its conductivity is called doping. Doping means we intentionally added the impurity. The added impurity is called dopant. There are two types of extrinsic semiconductor, namely N-type and P-type semiconductor. A doped semiconductor having higher conductivity than pure intrinsic semiconductor is an extrinsic semiconductor. Now we will see the N-type and P-type semiconductor. First one, N-type semiconductor. N-type semiconductor contain increased number of electron in the conductor band. N-type semiconductor is obtained by adding group 15 element to intrinsic semiconductor which belong to group 14. We will see this figure. This is the N-type semiconductor and this P-type semiconductor. This is the valence band and this is conduction band. In that N-type there are electron are added in the conduction band, and in that P-type semiconductor there are electron are lost in the valence band. So next is P-type semiconductor. A P-type semiconductor is produced by doping a pure semiconductor material with an impurity of group 13 element. This element contain less number of valence electron that of pure semiconductor. We will see in that p-type semiconductor. There is the loss of electron in p-type semiconductor, and in that n-type semiconductor there are extra electron in conduction band. So our last point is magnetic properties of solid. Magnetic properties of solid can be understood easily in terms of classical picture of electron. The electrons spin about their own axis. The spinning electron act like tiny magnet because their spinning action generate induced magnetic field. If an orbital contain one electron, the unbalanced spin exhibit magnetism. So there are the three major classes: diamagnetic, paramagnetic and ferromagnetic. First one, diamagnetic. The substance with all electron paired are weakly repelled by magnetic field. These substances are said to be diamagnetic. Pairing of electron balance the spin and hence cancels their magnetic moment. Example, N2, F2, NaCl, H2O. Paramagnetic. The substance with unpaired electron are weakly attracted by magnetic field. These substances are called paramagnetic substance. The spinning of unpaired electron gives rise to magnetic moment. The substance is attracted by magnetic field because of magnetic moment. So example is oxygen, copper 2+, Fe 3+. And last one, ferromagnetism. The substance containing large number of unpaired electrons are attracted strongly by magnetic field. These substances are said to be ferromagnetic. For example, FeCO, Ni, CrO2. In diamagnetism, we will see weakly repelled magnetic field. In paramagnetic, there are weakly attracted by magnetic field, and in ferromagnetic, unpaired electrons are attracted strongly by magnetic field. So here our chapter is finished. Thank you.